We're going to look at the updates of Sengoku Dynasty because they are doing a full release on November the 7th. So we're going to go through and see what we need to catch up on, as I did do a brief playthrough in the past, but I've put this game aside so that we can wait for more action from the developers as well as seeing some more content. The last update that we looked at was the Kintsugi major update. That update looked at new dynasty levels, acquiring new items, building new structures, recipes, and the way that quests were complete. And we're going to look at the next one. During this whole time we've put this aside, they've brought out a Kaizen update, Ikigai update, and there is a lot of stuff to cover. Throughout all of this, they've also done fixes, bugs, and all sorts. So let's dive into the Kaizen update. Kaizen update part 1. That story looks pretty neat. It looks really fleshed out and looks real sharp as well. New icons for your management, nice. Okay, faster loading times. For a second I thought it was about graphics, I didn't see any difference. This looks really cool. Color looks amazing. So part of that Kaizen update, we saw that all items in the game can be stored in your dynasty storage. It also shows how many of each item you have in storage and how many items are going to be consumed each given day, which is great because when it comes to a dynasty, you want to know how much you're consuming per day. Added the new dynasty management warnings. Sometimes it can be a hit and miss when you look at some icons and you're like, I don't know what that means. So it's great they did a rehaul and made it a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier to understand. For the changes and additions, they've updated some models and just tweaked a few things, as well as adjusted any music and sound effects. I actually can't wait to play this game because that looks really sweet. Like, they have done a lot in Sengoku Dynasty. The amount of fixes and changes that they've made to get to where they are actually an amazing feat. These are roads, fences, and walls. It is taking a bit for my PC to load, so I do apologize for the lack of detail. There we go. So don't worry, it's not your PC, it's mine. That's cool. New buildings and decorations. That's sweet. Like, you can make a little maze, you can do whatever you want. You got those roads look really sweet too. Creative, chill out, normal, hard mode, and custom. So I've got quite a few modifiers in the customization. Happiness meter, oh sweet. So we've got meals, maintenance, health, security, beverages, luxury. There's a lot of needs for villagers. But the interaction and the way that you can actually improve the quality of life will be interesting to play around with. I really want to play this game seeing all these updates, but I am trying to hold off until we get to the full release, so that way I don't have to go back and make changes to any videos I make and go, well, now they've changed it. Once it's fully released, it should be all there for everyone to see. I mean, just look at that, like the improvement of the lighting and the customization that you've got, especially this one up here. That is a huge difference, because I remember playing early access and he looked very much like this, and that looks detailed. The lighting looks better. You can see the details on his face as well have changed quite a bit. That is really neat. I'm seriously looking forward to this. Lighting up the faces, that is cool. They are making it available for you to do character customization, so that means the female characters, which I think a few people have been waiting for. The next part is the Ikigai update. You can pick and choose the way that you play.
We are excited to unveil Ikigai,
Ikigai.
and
I may have said that
impactful
wrong.
update yet. Ikigai, meaning a sense of purpose in Japanese, upgrades the core gameplay, introduces new features such as a better perk tree system, a beta version of our new combat system, and a significant overhaul of the production
For some reason
system.
my PC's putting it in
And
480p.
last but not least, we've added some
That looks
very
cool.
exciting and much requested
Do you get to plant
quality
those
of life
trees?
improvements. Here's what you can expect in the Ikigai update. Develop your in-game character from a
Enhanced
humble
perk
peasant
trees.
to a legendary figure by improving in 4 ways of life.
4 ways of
Gain
life.
Dynasty XP to work
Nice.
your way up
Way of the leader.
perk tree and unlock benefits for the whole dynasty. Leader perks provide new and unique recipes, lower villagers' consumption of resources, and affect the wealth of the entire Nata Valley.
Nice.
Craft, build,
Or
and
you could be a
acquire
craftsman.
resources
That
to
might be
build
me.
up the craftsman perk tree,
Except I won't
and
look like
become
that.
better at crafting and harvesting resources. Enjoy faster building skills and improve your yields from farming.
Oh no, oh that looks cool.
Kill enemies, clear bandit
Haven't
counts,
heard any
and
fighting
hunt
yet.
animals to increase your
I suck
warrior
at
standing
hunting.
and unlock new
That armor's
abilities.
cool though.
Master new weapon movesets.
I might have
become
to do a
tougher
mix
and
between-
more skilled hunter, or make your weapons and armor more efficient.
Ooh, where's his head?
Discover and open new shrines, and make offerings there to level up the monk perk tree, and
Monk
unlock
perk
powerful
tree?
jack-of-all-trade perks, mostly related to your personal stats and trading skills, as well as some more esoteric effects. The
Diplomatic.
system has been revamped to allow for deeper perk tree mechanics, like upgradable perks or locking one skill behind another. There are dozens of new perks in this update, and many more will be added to the game later.
So this is just the
Ikigai
beginning.
also includes the basics of our brand new combat system.
New combat
We still
system. I
have a
haven't
lot of
tried any
things we want
combat.
to add, but this is already a big leap forward
Nice.
compared to previous versions of the game. We've built a new Souls-light
Oof.
combat mechanics from the ground up.
Looks
It
pretty
includes
smooth.
quick and heavy full-body attacks, so you can chain into cool-looking combos to break your opponent's poise and
Oh,
knock
nice.
them back or
Health
down.
bar.
Just don't get too
Looks
greedy,
pretty
since both
oh.
you and your
Bro, you
opponents
can't-
can block and
His
parry.
spear's clipping through his hat.
AI has been greatly improved.
You need to fix
Opponents
that.
now try to avoid getting stabbed and are varied in difficulty. The more advanced ones will require you to
Oh, his
dash,
whole arm
block,
went through
or
his
perform
head.
perfectly timed parries to stop their combos, break their posture, and deliver the finishing blow. For those who prefer a more peaceful experience, you can still play without engaging in combat, or you can invest your time into crafting the greatest gear worthy
Nice
of the best
weapon,
Japanese
katana.
smiths, and defeat opponents without worrying too much about your survival. And
This is
if you
where
explore
the
map
walls are gonna
carefully,
come in handy.
maybe you'll find a new hostile settlement ready to take you on.
Oh, that's cool.
Overall,
New
the
hostile
combat
settlements.
system is a
That's a
big change,
great
and
addition.
we're sure we might have missed a few hits, so don't be shy and leave your feedback on Steam forums or on Discord. Combat is not our only big change. Managing your village's work just got easier with redesigned workplaces. Now, each worker can handle up to 20 different recipes with adjustable efficiency, gather missing resources automatically,
Oh, nice.
and
Overall
benefit from
workload,
more
up
efficient
to 20
tools.
recipes.
You'll also find clearer production results and helpful tooltips to streamline your village's operation. As we continue to refine Sengoku
Quality of
Dynasty,
life.
we're excited to introduce several important
I
quality
really
of life
like the way that the
improvements in
crops look.
upcoming
They look
Ikigai update.
really
You don't have to manually
healthy.
take materials from the chests anymore. They are now automatically taken straight from storage when building and crafting.
Oh,
but only
that's
within
cool.
the village radius. Moving
Oh,
buildings
village
and
radius.
bell
Oh, that's
towers is
really
now
awesome. I
easy,
never thought
as
about
the
that.
ghost and structure no longer block each other. You can use a hammer for planting.
Improved. Oh yeah, so you
Receive
can make the
feedback on
trees.
planting restrictions,
So that's how they
all
made the
planted
trees.
plants with a shovel, and enjoy new crops like sakura trees.
Yeah, I was looking at those trees. They
Last
look
but
really
not least,
nice.
a
Door
small
mechanics.
but very visible addition. Doors in your buildings will now automatically open and close.
That's cool.
Check out the Steam page
It makes things
for
a little bit
complete
more
list of changes.
seamless when you're walking
This
around.
update marks a major step forward for Sengoku Dynasty, and it's all
I would
thanks
say
to your
I'm
support.
really impressed.
We're a small team dedicated to realizing the game's full potential, and this is just the start of many exciting updates.
I'm actually really impressed with that update. That is a major update, and they had a lot of amazing things like the perk trees, being able to play a different, I guess, type of character and going towards what you enjoy playing as the avatar, whether you want to go more diplomatic like the monk, or you want to be the craftsman, do a lot more building and gathering, or you want to be that sort of leader of your people and have an easier time managing your village. The combat itself looks really good, besides obviously the small things of, you know, their arms clipping through the hat. And the one thing that actually stood out to me was the fact that you had your resources available to use for building as long as you're within your circle of, I believe it's your bell tower, just straight resources to the building, up it goes, done. That cuts out a lot of time or grinding, as I would put it, where you have to go back and forth between your chest and whatever you're building. That is a good time saver. The doors walking through and just having them automatically open, obviously it does diminish the realistic feel of obviously pushing open the door, but in terms of gameplay it doesn't affect it too much. It just makes things a lot more seamless for going inside or out of buildings, because it's not a massive thing to be able to open up every single door that you go through. Remote storage access, amazing. The shrines, the planting, this is looking better than what I was actually expecting this game to be. This is the kind of dedication and purpose that I was expecting a Dynasty game to become. So I'm really glad that they have worked their asses off to get this to where it is. Now we've come to this, which is the Sengoku Dynasty full release on the 7th of November. Hopefully in November I'll hit back into the Dynasty. It has been a long time coming. I enjoyed my first time playing, even as early access, as raw as it was, and a few bugs and glitches and little bits and pieces that were kind of annoying. It was still a fantastic game then, so I expect this game to be really good. So I am looking forward to this. I don't know what else to say besides I'm going to be there. I am there. So let me know if you're excited for the release of Sengoku Dynasty, if you've played it, or even if you've seen it before, because this game looks absolutely phenomenal. This is the ideal Dynasty game at this point for me, just looking at it as it is. And not to mention, they will be adding things even further as the game develops. So don't think that the full release is when they're going to stop releasing new patches or hotfixes, or even stop updating at all. After this major update, they will continue adding to the game. So don't worry too much if you think this is going to be the end. This is going to be a fantastic journey to go through. I'll hopefully see you when I go through my playthrough. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one.